this is the day that Yahuwah hath made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. With each day comes a new challenge for some. More understanding is to be gained with every life experience we encounter. I did a video talking about the suicide of a 10-year-old girl and another young man who posted a video on Facebook about suicide. But this video is not going to be about suicide, but it's going to be talking about the demons behind certain actions. You see, life as it goes right now is influenced by so many different forces. And I don't think that we understand that. Because we look at life from a natural standpoint, or a natural viewpoint, should I say, we are not understanding what's happening in and around our lives. There are things happening in the spirit realm that many do not understand, and this is why you'll have medical doctors give a medical diagnosis for a spiritual issue. Many things are labeled as sleep paralysis or insomnia. Many things are diagnosed as some type of sickness. Just so many things going on. Paranoid schizophrenia. All of these things, they are giving a medical diagnosis for mental illness. Personally, I do not believe that these things truly exist as it relates to how they are being labeled by the medical establishment. Those who have a spiritual understanding of how this world works know that these things are actually demonic forces, demonic influences, demonic attacks, and demonic possession. A lot of people who have been diagnosed with mental illness or paranoid schizophrenia, these are people who actually have demons, in many cases legions, that have entered into their bodies or into their minds. While some people are only influenced by demons, some people are actually possessed by demons. And if you really truly understand demons and spirits and powers of darkness and how they work and how they operate, then you'll know what you are dealing with on a daily basis, and certain things would not be taken lightly. This child was attacked by demons, in my opinion, at a very vulnerable point in her life. Age 10, being taunted and teased, being humiliated. That was the opening of a door, because those around her didn't understand how serious things were. When you look at situations in life, period, like I said, I'm not going to really focus on the child's suicide. I'm going to talk about other things as well. But when you really see and understand what happens on a daily basis in and around our lives, you can actually see the movement of spirits and demons as they operate in people, in an environment. You see, a person don't just pop off and decide, I'm gonna go and do road rage today. There was a buildup already taking place. And in the process of that buildup, the demon world made sure that the right circumstances presented themselves to that person to cause them to carry out the desires of that demon. You see, it's the demon world that had that desire to see someone killed in a road rage incident. And because it was the demon world that had that desire, it went searching for the right person to carry out the desire of that demon. If we understand demons, they are actually disembodied spirits. They were once persons or people. They have personalities. This is why we mustn't fear demons. We have power over them. The scripture says, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And it's talking about those that are filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. And that's why it's very important that we seek to be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Because then you won't have fear of demons. You won't have fear of demonic encounters. You will know how to deal with them. And you will be the authority in those situations, not the demons. Many times people give power and authority to demons to either control their lives, operate through them, or to torment them. That's what their purpose is. Torment, bring fear, bring confusion, bring sickness, death, and disease. The demons are carrying out their purpose because they've encountered a generation of people that fear them. You've been taught to fear demons. Scripture says, Yah have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. With understanding comes power. With truth comes power. You don't get power just because you know how to run your mouth about something. There's an understanding to be gained in the things that we go through. Each encounter in our lives with people, with spirits, with situations should cause change, should bring about understanding, should bring about a closeness to the Most High and not fear. I remember when I was very young, I would fear demons and spirits and things of that nature. But I understood also at a very young age that I got to get over this and I have to learn how to fight these things. I have to understand who and what they are. Notice I said who. We've been taught one thing about demons and spirits, but the reality is totally different. Those who are filled with the Ruach HaKodesh and have an understanding have power over these demons. And when you see them trying to infiltrate your space, infiltrate your mind, your family, your surroundings, you have to take control and command of the situation. We're not supposed to fear demons. They're supposed to fear us. That's why the scripture also tells us, it says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. It's letting you know that something else is dealing with the people. You encounter people and they may behave a certain way, but the Most High wants us to know that the fight is with the demons that are dealing with these people. A lot of people have allowed their minds and their very bodies to be possessed by demons. They opened the door, the demons moved right in. When you understand too that demons, sometimes they like to form a gang. You know the scripture that talks about how when the house was swept clean, how the demons came back, actually brought more with them because they knew, okay, that they were able to overcome that one or two demons. So they said, okay, we've got to come back with more. And so they act as a gang in order to take over. And see, we're always looking for demons to act in a way that is obvious. snarling and growling. Sometimes you can see demons in a person's eyes. They have this blank stare, this stone-faced look that comes on them. That's not the only indicator. There are things that are taking place too, things that are being said, actions that are being performed. So I don't want you to just look at somebody because they have a blank look or a blank stare and think that is a demon. You actually have to know how to spot a demon in people or spirits. It's amazing how we think that a person that is smiling and laughing all the time couldn't possibly have a demon. Sometimes demons manifest themselves through a smile. I remember Jay-Z Knight, she was speaking about how a demon actually manifested himself to her. And she asked, "Are you a demon?" And of course, the demon said, "No, I'm not a demon. I'm here to get you over the bump." So it was conversing with her. And she looked at this thing and said, "Wow, you're beautiful." So don't think that a demon is always going to show up snarling. He presented himself, or it presented itself to this woman as a beautiful entity. And because she knew that no one was in the house with her, she knew it had to be something out of this world or something out of the ordinary. So she asked, "Are you a demon?" Demons are very crafty, but if you understand, they have personalities. And they are going to work with you and meet you where you are. If they see that you have a spirit of fear, that's where they're going to taunt you. If they see that you have a spirit of rage, that's what they're going to present to you, an opportunity to act on that rage. If they see that you have a spirit of jealousy, they're going to give you the perfect target for your jealousy. If they see that you have a spirit of anger, these are spirits that you've allowed to infiltrate your mind. Spirits being different than demons. Demons will come to you because they see that you've allowed this spirit to rest on you. See how the scripture says, anger rests in the belly of a fool? It tells you that anger rests in the belly of a fool. So even in scripture is letting you know that these things that we think are just everyday normal things like anger, there are spirits attached to them. There are all kinds of spirits, good and bad. Notice Elisha asked Elijah for a double portion of his spirit. He says, "I want a double portion of what you have. That spirit you have, I want a double portion of it." The spirit of Elijah. This is why there's a saying that says, "Evil company corrupts good manner." So think of this. If you're constantly hanging around a person that is wicked, have a wicked nature, a person that is foul in nature, you are going to pick up that spirit as well. If you surround yourself with good people, you're going to pick up that spirit. Whatever you surround yourself with is what you're going to have in your life. When you think of an environment inside your home, if children are constantly around certain spirits and certain elements, those are the things that are going to plague them. If they are around a loving and nurturing environment, that is what they are going to display. And so when we think of demons, when we think of everyday activities, and we think of the people around us, if you begin to open your eyes more, you will be able to see the workings of demonic spirits. A lot of people, because they have no understanding, the line has been blurred on what is Yah and what is demons. And I think religion has done that. Religion has given people a green light to do and say whatever they will and try to attribute it to the Most High. Doing all kinds of wickedness and saying that it's the Most High. The Most High is not pleased with that. All kinds of things taking place. Words being spoken. And you have those that say it is the Most High. It is His instruction. It is His will. It's His purpose. The lines are being blurred because of the lack of understanding. It's very clear to those who have the Ruach HaKodesh, but for those who don't understand how it works, the line have been blurred. I'm going to give you a good example of that. You see a lot of posts, especially recently on Facebook, where you have people in Christian churches. This is the most clear example that I can give. And they're doing strange things. Some of them crawling around on their knees, sounding like animals, yelping, yelling, falling out, shaking their head, gyrating about. And others are clapping and crying. And they believe that that is a move of Yah. They believe that the power of the Ruach is upon them, causing them to act like a dog, crawling around, barking, yelping, making strange noises, strange movements, and strange vibrations. They believe it to be a move of Yah because the lines have been blurred. Now, don't get me wrong. We know that the scripture talks about how the Spirit of the Most High Yah moved upon David and he began to dance to the point where he came out of his clothes. So when the Spirit of Yahuwah moves upon your heart, you can dance. But again, the lines have been blurred. And so people are not able to differentiate the dance of David from a person that is actually filled with demons. Now, that is one clear example I'm able to give. But then when I look at life in general, you have all kinds of people sitting right before you. You look on YouTube, there's a lot of people who have demons. They are actually possessed, not just being influenced. But there are a lot of people who are doing videos and they are possessed by demons. And some of them sound very intellectual with what they're teaching, what they're saying. And so many can't even tell because they don't understand what a demon looks like. They're looking for the growl and the snarl. But the truth of the matter is, is that the enemy has come in like a flood. And most people can't tell what's going on or what's happening. When I look at all the doctrines that are being spoken and taught, so many different doctrines going about. Right now, you'll have videos on YouTube where people are freely talking about worshiping Satan. And it's no big deal. No one thinks it's strange anymore. Because of this whole doctrine of inclusion, universalism, acceptance. So now they're pushing the power of persuasion by making things seem like it's just a choice, it's just an option. People are being used by demons and actually possessed by them. I saw a video where they had a young African American girl and a young Gentile girl who were talking about the transgender thing. And it's put together so fluffy and so nice and just so professional. And no one can really see the demons at work because it looks like just a regular commercial production. So no one can see the demons at work here, the doctrine that is being pushed through that video. Because all they see are two teenage girls acting out something in the hallway of a high school. And so, oh, it's innocent. Oh, they're just trying to get a message across. They're just trying to teach tolerance so that no one bullies anyone else. They made it an issue of bullying. When in all honesty, I'm going to say this. Bullying has been going on for a very long time. I remember I was bullied as a child. It had nothing to do with me being black or poor or anything like that. It was just bullies, just plain old bullies. Kids that were bigger than myself. And many of us share that experience. Bullied for different reasons. But now there's this push to make it seem like just because a person is transgender or gay, that issue of bullying is far greater than any other issue of bullying. So what the enemy has done, he's taken something that is happening and he's made that issue bigger than the whole issue of bullying itself and put the focus on those who are gay or transgender to garner more support for this lifestyle that he is trying to push. And thus taking the focus off of children or people who are bullied, period, or in general. And this is why I say, most of the time when you are looking at people or situations or things that are happening, you cannot see the demonic push, the demonic possession of the people that are pushing these things because of how it's being presented. We've been shown one way of how demons operate, and so we can't get that out of our heads. We're thinking it always has to be something that's horrible looking. And sometimes you can be staring a demon right in the face with a person with a big bright smile. A person that's laughing and grinning in your face. That is one of the tricks of the enemy, to hide and mask how they operate. And people are none the wiser, because people are caught up in so much folly and so much foolishness that they lack any understanding of the spirit realm, and they can only see things from the natural. When you're only living in the natural, you cannot even fathom or deal with what's coming in the spiritual. Just because you can't deal with it don't mean that it won't show up. Many people are going to be forced into fear. That's why the scripture talks about how men's hearts are going to fail them because of fear. Nobody's preparing spiritually for what is to come. You only have this natural preparation. And when all you have is natural preparation, when these things start to take place on this earth, men's hearts will fail them because of fear. Because they did not prepare themselves spiritually for what is to come. You can bunker down, store up food, and do all those things all you want. But without spiritual preparation, you will be lost. I thank Yah for the many experiences that have brought us to the place where we are in our understanding of Him. I don't despise the chastisement of Yah, because many times He uses those things to bring you to a place that He needs you to be. I'm going to go ahead and close out this video out. I'm going to go ahead and close this video out, family. Excuse me for that. I just want you all to begin to focus more on the reality of this life that we live, and realize that this reality is not just what we see in the physical. That behind the scenes there are dark forces that have an agenda to destroy you, to destroy your family. And they are very crafty. And they are using all types of tricks and devices. This is why the scripture tells us to put on the whole armor of Yah, that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, the devices, the trickery, the sorcery. Put on the whole armor that you may be able to stand. That right there is telling you that your foundation is going to be shaken. If it's telling you that you may be able to stand, it's letting you know that the ground underneath you is going to shake. And so you need to be ready so that you will be able to stand. And even in the midst of your standing, you need to be able to fight. Putting on that whole armor. The first place you want to start is that helmet and the breastplate. You want the whole thing, but with those, you're going to guard your heart and your mind, because that's where the enemy attacks the hardest. Once he can get into your heart and your mind, that's where the biggest deceptions occur. And that's where many become derailed, because of the things they have allowed to enter into their hearts and their minds. Put on the whole armor, because the fight is on, family, and it's only going to get more and more intense from here. Don't think for 1 minute that the enemy is going to sleep because you don't want to enter into the battle. What he's going to do, for those who don't want to enter in the battle, he says, oh, that one is easy. I'll just take that one out right now, because they ain't even armed. They don't have on anything. No breastplate, no helmet, no sword. Feet. The loins aren't girded. So they'll just take you out. Just pow, pow. You drop you like a fly. But for those that they see that are suited up and armed up, they're going to bring that fight to you. Ready or not, here it comes. You hear that? You hear that, family? Ready or not, the battle is coming. And how you fare in this battle depends on where your mind is. If you want to stay in a mind of carnality, a mind of weakness, and spiritual folly, you're going to be taken out early. Sometimes that taken out is full possession of your body by demons. And for others, it's a physical taken out to where you will lose your life. You will die in this battle physically, because the enemy is not playing. That's why the scripture talks about how he goes about like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. It also talks about how Satan knows that he has a short time. And so within that short time, he's going to grab as many people as he can get a hold of. Some he's going to kill, some he's going to use by taking over their minds, because they did not guard their hearts for their minds. They made themselves susceptible to be infiltrated. Okay, like I said, family, I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. I'm just trying to give you something to think about. Playtime is over. It was over a long time ago. And unfortunately for some of our people, they don't get that until they are standing right at death's door, trying to figure out how to overcome something. Okay, family, I'm out.